Alright, so we got another Windows XP machine here that we have to attempt to do a clone off of. Alright, let me see if I have some way to extract data from this thing. So I don't know if I do. I used to have an IDE rack. That was a long time ago. So I know I have this. Then I just need to get power to it, I think. Let me see what I can do here. This guy's put this thing in and taken it out so many times. These screws on the top here are stripped. Jeez. WinXP Pro. Let's see how close I can actually get this thing to. That's going to be close. Move that over. Plug that back in. And let's see if it actually reads.
Hey, thanks for checking out this video. If you like these videos, make sure you hit the like button. If you want to see more videos like this, hit the subscribe button. It really, really helps the channel.
I wonder if one of the parts of this circuit died, because it's definitely not liking being plugged in. Power on the thermal camera. All right, let's see if this thing's putting out any heat. Woo! Multiple hot spots. I wonder if we have a short. This right here, that's a hot boy. 58. Like I said, I'm curious if that's the problem. Whatever that is. So what we're looking at right now is this possibly being bad, which I believe that is a MOSFET, is it not? Because, as you can see, put the thermal camera on so you guys can see it here. As soon as I press this power button, look at absolutely how hot that gets. So, and then as soon as I remove power from it, it immediately starts to cool. So let me call this guy, say, hey, I can't access any of the data on it and the drive appears to be dead. I can do like an experimental repair for a data recovery and see what he says. It'll be included in the price of just reinstalling. All right, well now we're in a situation where if that is the problem, do I have another one of those? I'm gonna have to start, I'm gonna figure out how to clean this thing. It's starting to get real dirty. It's not that old. All right, so right now, I'll put my my actual microphone on here in a second. I am under the impression that we have a short circuit here. So at least one of these should be going to ground. So this here heats up exponentially. So we're going to try and see if we have a short somewhere. So let's get this out of here. Start by doing that. Alright, so this is a single-sided board. As you can see, the other side of the board is just, it's nothing but vias. What is that? So, like I said, right now, this is what I think this is. Should that be? Pretty sure that's not supposed to be a through like that. Let me see if I can find another hard drive that has one of those chips on it. So we need to figure out what that is. That's a PH26. What is this? That'll be like, hey, it's a P12A. Let's at least let me test this. Can I get any sort of voltage drop across this? Nothing. Real question is, what is this chip? This is a PH26. Oh, there it is. What is it? It's a transistor. Look at the data sheet. 12 volt, 3 volt. So pin 1, 4. Collector. 3 is emitter. 1, 2, 3. I see. So how would you test this? The problem is I don't have. Let me see if there's something on the underside of one of these boards that'll work. I don't have one of these chips currently. So what I'm actually looking for is a PB4350. I was really hoping to find just a short somewhere else on this thing that I could attribute to this. So the chips that were getting hot in order, this one, and then this one. So on this chip, so electricity should be flowing from this side to this side. 0.6 volts dropped, 1 volt. So these should be tied together. 0.3, 1, 0.8. Alright, let's plug this in. We'll plug this in without the actual hard drive attached. Turn on our thermal camera again. Find my jumper. Just gonna make sure I put this back. See if it's the same thing heating up. And go. Yeah, it is the same. That is that. And then it's leading to this. Wait, what was that? What is this? There's a thing over here in the corner. This is heating up. 2000 ohm resistor. Could it just be that? Could it literally just be this? So here, just walk through this with me, okay? This is a resistor. Right now I'm in diode mode. So when I'm pushing electricity through the circuit to determine if I get anything. So these are also resistors, right? These are just different values. This is a 1R, this is a 1R whatever, this is a 2000. Or am I misreading that entirely? Why am I getting something when I'm doing this? One direction I get one thing, the other direction I get something else. So what do you think that is? So going to ground on this, that's a dead short. That I get 0.89. 0, 0, side I get 0, side I get 0.9. So what is this? That little guy is heating up. I think that guy's bad. So yeah, we'll look at that tomorrow. I don't know. But wouldn't if it was a fuse, this was a fuse, I would have 100% continuity across it because that's how fuses work. Right, but then if it wasn't blown, if it was blown, then I would get what I'm doing, but I also wouldn't get heat here. The circuit just wouldn't work. That's why I'm confused. All right, so after a little bit of digging and research, we're gonna remove this guy. It's a resistor. It has some really strange continuity going on with it. So on the off chance that it's bad, we're gonna remove it and then see if our circuit still continues to freak out. Use our switch to microscope view. He says, "What, you actually want to see what's going on?" All right, let's see how good my tips are looking real bad. I have to be very careful with this. I do not have a spare for this. That's all I wanted to do. Now that that's disconnected, we'll find out if that's what's causing our heat spikes. So let's go back to this view. We got our thermal camera again. All right, 3, 2. You guys can see it. 3, 2, 1. Still happening. Let's go ahead and put that back down. No, there was 4 instead of 5. Alright, so we're now leaning towards this thing. So let's put that resistor back down. Verify that actually made contact, which it did. Alright, so next step is going to be this guy. And because of that, we're going to use hot air to get that off of there. As per usual, lots of flux. It's going to have to be a little bit careful with the temperature on this. Yeah, this is a transistor, yes. This is a thin board. You don't want to go overboard with the heat. Yeah, and I know the model number of the transistor too, and I went through all of my boards that I have here in the office, and I do not have one of those boards here in the office, or that transistor anywhere here in the office, despite the fact that I looked. Alright, and this is going to take a little bit of second. We'll give this a second to cool down. There should be a decent enough time for that to cool down. So, that boy's still getting super hot. Look at that. Is that the memory controller? This the memory controller. So what do we have here? We have a smooth. What is this? L7250E. Oh, this is a digital isolator. It's a VCM motor driver. So interesting though, that when I removed the transistor, the rest of this stopped freaking out. So, go ahead and get that put back in there. Pretty sure this side made it on there. Quickly check to make sure we still have a little bit of continuity now that I did that. So we got continuity there. And then I should be able to see. I put this in diode mode. I want to go between here and here. Yep, all right, we got a good connection. So that transistor's back on there. So now comes the really, really annoying part. We're going to see if we can find one of these. This I have a much better chance of finding because it is a motor driver controller, which there's a good chance one of my hard drives is going to have this chip. So here's another one, the exact same thing. Hey, 7251, 7250E. Let's see what the difference between these is. So let's do a test. Just do a test real quick. We're going to plug this in and look at it under the thermal camera, and we'll see if this heats up. If this doesn't heat up, then we know that that's one of our problems. And if it does heat up, then we know that it's not actually a problem and I'm just trolling. So on this board, that boy heats up, and that's it. That motor controller, while yes, it has a little bit of heat, it's not that bad. Like, that makes me wonder if that's normal. I don't think this chip should be heating up, but this chip stopped heating up when I took this off. So what do I do here? So we have a chip that'll probably work, but we just don't have a transistor to replace this with. Do you really think it's just the transistor though? So I'm pretty sure that this transistor does the same thing. But obviously we're talking about two very different sized transistors, and there's nothing on this board that would necessarily work. On this one here, this motor did not heat up at all. So the only thing that was quite obvious is once we pulled this off, this chip and this chip stopped heating up. So it's more than likely this transistor. And then this is actually fine because this is like an old ass drive. Yeah, I need to replace. This is a hard drive control unit from an IDE drive, and I need to replace this. I was hoping I had one here in my office, and I don't. This is a PB40, yeah, PB45 Maxtor. PB4350 is what this is. I just think I'm at a standstill with this. I don't think there's anything else I can do at this point. Just tell the guy I'm gonna order a part to see if it can fix. Let me see how quickly he needs this back. All right, yeah, I'm gonna grab a couple donor drives. You mean the hard drive? It came from a computer that I have just sitting next to me. It's a old Dell, and it's used on a woodworking CNC from like the late 90s. I can get one $6, same hard drive, and it has the exact chip that I need. Yeah, unfortunately, the one that I found is like a bid thing. It's gonna cost me like 15 bucks. I don't care if the drive itself works. See if I can find another one. This person wants 40 bucks for it. Wrong transistor. But the problem is this is worth a lot more than the $150-ish he's going to be paying me to fix this, so for him, he can generate $10,000 to $20,000 worth of work a month with this. So what's $150 here and there, right? Because the main thing that's stored in here is the settings for this, for the CNC. So we'll get this put back on the board, onto the hard drive, and then I have a flash drive that I need to see if I can recover any data off of. Finish that data backup in a minute. We got this in. Alright, these boards should be the same. We're gonna need two things. We need thermal camera, multimeter, or as some would say, a multimeter. One of the things I want to check was I was getting a voltage drop. Where's my ground? Where's my ground? Where's ground? So on the original one, this is heating up, this is heating up, this, and this. So basically all of these chips are heating up. And I want to do that one. 1.1, this is the new one. 1.4, so immediately we have a different number. 1.2, 1.1, 0.3, 0.3, so that one's the same so far. 0.8, 0.8. So this is different. And I love doing this, being able to look at two components, two things right next to each other, and see, like, one is working, this one is not working, and then see if we can't figure out why we're working from here to here. So this was a big question I had. That is 0. Here, that is 0. This, 0.9. This, 0.1. Okay, 0.09 volts. It's basically the same, 0.1. Nothing. 1.4. 1.4. All right, let's grab power supply, get my thermal camera turned on, and we'll look at these things next to each other and see if we're getting the same heat signature off of this that we get off of this. I do believe I have, let's get that turned on, the Molex on here. I should be able to plug them in at the same time. All right, 3, 2, 1. So immediately looking at this, both of them are doing the same thing. Both drives probably dead. So the question is, what are the odds they failed in the same way? Well, pretty actually good. This one's actually getting much hotter than that one. Yeah, this one is hard failing. Well, that's no good. It was only $6 though. Both of these drives, I believe, have failed in the same way, which is that. Because when we're looking at this, this right here. You can see that giant hotspot that's on there is that. And on this one, it's the same. Now that could be normal, but what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna swap these boards, in case the problem with this one is the drive motor, because you never know, right? If it's not and it's power, then what I'm doing is for naught. But we do have spare components now here. Then hopefully we'll get a different response out of this thing. Power. So one thing that I will say that is immediately different, I hear the drive head moving. That's not something I heard before. Only truth. No, doesn't look like it. I just heard the sound. It is working now, but it is not initialized. So let's turn that off. That's could be a potential problem, but okay. So load up my IODD here. You guys get the infinite tunnel effect. We're going to proceed assuming that I'm going to be able to recover this partition that's here. All right, let's turn this on. It should just take a second. There's that. Let's see if we can recover. Where is it? What's going on here, computer? Man, it is struggling. Not trying to load that hard drive, but it's there. I don't think this is gonna work. We'll let that cool down for a second, just in case it's a temperature thing. I can get it to read one more time, and then I can try and pull some data off of it. That's my hope. All right, so there, it's now showing up. Let's plug this in here. You can see it's starting to show up there, at least temporarily. So it's right here. I gotta see if I can get in there, grab a partition off of it. Any of these are gonna work. Let's turn this off again. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn this over to give it the best possible shot here. And then we're gonna, any day now, computer. Might need to take this to a computer shop. See what's going on here. Asus motherboard. There we go. Hopefully we'll see a pop-up here that says, would you like to reload the disk information? See, that's what I was worried about. Like, for some odd reason, it just doesn't want to read it. Hey, good morning, Master. No, there is luck. It is now showing up in Windows, but like it's not showing up in any of my partition recovery software. So like it's easy how it's not showing up here. So it shows up, no, I'm not able to access the drive in Windows. It shows up as uninitialized. So I'm just hoping that eventually it shows up in here if I just keep doing this. Which one of these is the firmware chip? So this guy? This guy? This guy? Hey, which one is it? Or is it this? That's the problem. I don't know. You're guessing this one? So we're thinking it's this? And alternatively, we have what? We have that board, we have that chip, this. So we have this. This one is generally the same size as this one. Same number of pins and everything. But there's this one, and then there's this one. Alright, I guess we'll swap them over and see what happens. It's not like it's working at all anyways. Well, obviously, yeah. Pull this off of here. Alright, so here's what we're going to do. Go to that. Turn on that. Okay. Here's what we're going to do. We are going to be removing this chip. So this and this are both going to come off. Or actually, no, it's this one. That one and that one. See, what's interesting is this board, I thought these boards were the same, but nothing there. That's there. Yeah, so the original one has 3. So this is the original. We have one here, and one there. So I'll just swap them all over, even though this board didn't have it. No, there's little resistors there. Little resistors there. Yeah, I'll move them all. Well, let's start by removing the old one. And then our pin 1 is right here. That's that. And then this is the other one. Two. Okay, that's one. Oh, nope, I messed that up. Thought it had cooled enough. This board is retaining heat extremely well. What I'm concerned with right now is that one didn't actually set in there, but that's on there. All right, next one is the middle one. Same deal. Some flux on there. Make sure you're always using flux. Flux is your friend. You can see how long it's taking for the solder to actually cool enough to solidify. Same as before. Flux is your friend. So I'm just noticing now this board, same spot, does not have a capacitor there. So I might, like I said, I might have to just tap these with the end of a soldering iron real quick. Alright, we're gonna go back to this and we gotta grab this right there. This teensy weensy boy. And that's going right there. Problem I'm running into right now is I have flux on the end of these tweezers, so everything is sticking to it. There's our component. Go. Heat it up. Get it sucked down into place. Alright. So that's everything moved over. Like I said, I might just take a second and just hit each of these legs to make sure that we're down with an iron here. Okay, we're going to set that off to the side. Go back to this. Alright, so now that's moved over. Alright. That plugged in. That plugged in. Power. We're going to monitor our thermals with this when I turn it on, because I don't want it to have like a runaway heating event. And then I can just turn it off real quick. Alright, we're on. And here we go. 3, 2, 1. So far, nothing different. These resistors down here are getting hot as balls. Let's see if we get anything different. Yeah, now that we have something in line over there, this thing is getting toasty. So far it has not shown up. Doesn't look like it. Well, that's a new behavior. Definitely didn't do that before. I wonder if that third chip that I put on there isn't actually needed. Oh, the clicking it just did. Let's try. We're gonna try different physical positions. Clickety clicking. So that's what that other drive was doing. So the FA24AF. This is a tough one. I just need to see. All right, so the one that was there is the IOR 3250. So, like, I can try swapping that. So we'll swap that one back in. See if it has any effect. Are these both the same? Pull this guy off. We're going to put that other one right back on, just in case that EEPROM is bad. Off with the old. Hello. Good, I'll be right up there. And then same as before, I'm gonna hit each of these once we get up to temperature. Yeah, we're just gonna go make sure that they're fully on there. Yep, and this is the last. This is it. This is the last thing I'm doing with this. If this doesn't work, then I have to tell the guy, hey, unfortunately, you are just looking at a fresh copy of Windows XP. All right, this is it. Last try. Last possible thing. And like I said, after this, if this doesn't work, then it's more than likely is a problem with the drive motor, or the donor board that I got is just kaputs, which is still a possibility, like entirely, because this stuff is old, man. This hard drive, I remember I was looking at, this hard drive was made in 2001, 2002. So at that point, we're 21 years old, and for spinning media like this, unless it's archival grade, it's gonna be next to impossible for it to work. 3, 2, 1. All right, we have the same hotspots on the board. We have this getting super hot. We have this getting super hot. We have this. Oh, this little capacitor next to it, super hot. That's super hot. These are hot. This is hot. And I say super hot relative. That's 60C. So, yeah, I think this guy is... Oh, no way. There it is. It actually just showed up. So it's here. Question is, can I get into it? There it is. So that worked. We're going to go ahead and we're going to reboot into my data recovery, because I might be able to pull something off of one of those partitions, because it's showing a partition now, which it was not showing before. All right, let's flip. Please show up in here. Please don't make it so all this was for nothing. Well, it's got the clickety clicks now. It sounds like it's trying to read this time. Yeah, I think this is it. I'm gonna have to call this. Spent too much time working on it. Yep, unfortunately, Like, I've spent enough time on this thing. We're not getting anything off of this. He's kind of SOL. So at this point, we're going to get everything packed up here, and we are going to get Windows XP installed on an SSD. Hey, thanks for watching that video. If you liked that video, make sure you hit the like button. If you want to see more videos like this, make sure you hit the subscribe button. And I stream daily on Twitch at twitch.tv/SpecVengeance. And yeah, if you want to learn more about my services, check out Bradenton PC Repair.com. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.